themselves in the adult phase are fixed to the rock. So if the flow conditions over them changes and they get starved of the...
Spike.
Oh, yeah.
So we're probably really close.
They get starved of the minerals that their bacteria feed on, then that can obviously affect the health and ultimately the life of the tube worm colony.
Yeah, about
Megan
10
just,
meters northeast of...
Yeah, Megan just noted a temperature spike, so we must be very close.
Okay.
If we just do a little look around this area.
Okay.
And then once we see some flow, get the temp probe out.
Looks like there's flow in front of us here, but that's really
Oh
small.
yeah, there is, yeah. That's what that shadow was from.
That's a fish. It's a fish.
Would you like a temp probe on this one here, Nicole?
Do you,
or would you?
Amy, do you and Sarah want to do a
Yeah.
temp probe here? Would that
Okay.
be helpful? Yeah?
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Where do you want to take a temperature from?
The center of that clump.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
so you have
Roger.
to sit right in it. Is that
Right.
all right?
Yeah, you're not gonna.
We could do a hover, maybe?
Hover and temp probe, just,
Good try.
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to do the hovering and I'll do the arming?
Roger. I'll be your kill switch if you need.
Oh, you think? I thought we were going to do it.
Yeah, I know. So, but this isn't that site.
Video, can you come full wide on Herc, please?
Done.
Roger.
It looks like a face.
Do I got enough?
That's not scientific.
Yes, it is.
It's an observation.
So what we're preparing to do right now, you can just see in the Hercules field of view that there's the black arm with the red, blue and green stripes on it. That's the craft predator arm.
I'm full rack back. Oh, never mind. Just kidding. I lie. I thought I was.
The Hercules pilot is going to use that to pick up one of our temperature probes we carry on board and try and put it into the center of that clump of tube worms to try and measure the temperature of the water that's coming out of the flow we can see there. And that's going to then tell the microbiologists on board whether the conditions are right there to possibly deploy one of their experiments. Those are those
I have you on bubble.
orange cones you can see deployed on the porch as well in front of Hercules' field of view. To do that though, the Argus pilot is going to have to try and hover Hercules while the Hercules pilot manipulates the arm.
Alright. I rack forward a bit. Coming down.
If you got decent bottom lock, you can try auto XY.
Roger.
Just be careful when you the altitude
Yeah.
trick thing.
Trick.
And the button. Well, you know, when you first go into auto alt, it does the little drives you down thing.
Yeah.
Can we get a little zoom, please, on her?
Oh.
Just let me know when.
That's good. So right where the diffuse flow is coming out?
Yes, please.
Kind of that orange patch, is that what you're aiming for?
Yeah, right in the center there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Josh.
That's good. Just trying to get bubble in there in the game too.
Oh.
So what you can
Oh,
see in this...
sorry.
That,
I'm going to control my altitude by myself.
yeah. Well, it works, just takes the sec.
So just in the center of that clump of tube worms, there's the shimmering signal of some warm water coming out of the rock there. That's what we're trying to measure the temperature of.
Okay.
We don't have a temperature gauge we can show you on the screen, but don't worry, we'll tell you what the temperature is we're measuring there.
Alright, I'm going to go into auto depth again and see if that works.
Auto depth or auto altitude?
Or auto out.
You could try depth if you want. Just careful of it.
No.
It's looking good. We're seeing an increase.
Get a little more zoom, please.
So if you look
On
at the
Herc.
top screen up there, it has the current and then the max.
So focus. And tilt the camera up a little bit.
Roger. Let's do one more bump up.
Great.
Nice job, video.
I'm going to tilt down a little bit now for you. If you want some more leash, let me know and I can pull you a little bit forward.
Yeah, I think a little, maybe just a little bit forward.
Roger.
Let's come wide for a second, Herc.
Full wide or?
Yeah, full wide just for a second. We kind of set ourselves, yeah. There you go. So slide over a little bit and then a little bit forward.
Roger.
But 8.8 is the highest temp I saw so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we should move to one of the areas where we saw the silate mats that was diffuse and a little flatter?
Probably, because we also want to deploy them all in the same relative area.
This doesn't
so
look like you could get 6 of them.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a different spot?
There were still tube worms over there.
There were,
too,
yeah.
Okay.
But they say it's okay in the dive plan to deploy them on top of tube worms.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So then the best
Let
guess
me
of
rack
where
back
to
real
go
quick here, Josh.
is, I guess, back towards the diffuse flow marker, the first one that's southwest of where we are.
I have you on bubble there.
So we recorded a temperature of about 8.8 degrees at maximum coming out of that flow. Just for reference, ambient seawater at this depth is about 2 degrees Celsius. And as Amy and Sarah explained a little bit earlier, they're looking for, just remind me guys, was it 15 to 50?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, degrees Celsius.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'd actually recorded the absolute max at that site, but I agree with what Sarah and Amy were saying, which is that it would be a little complicated to put all the experiments right there.
Yeah.
Can you just rock out a little bit?
Roger. Racking out.
No, sorry. Not rack. That's fine. But can you just porch out a little bit?
Oh, roger.
Also, because we'll be picking them up on future dives, it might be a site that we want to sample again. So if there's additional diffuse flow in the area, it'll be...
Yeah, it would make it hard if we covered all the diffuse flow.
Yeah. But I don't want to cover all of it.
It's a little hard to see in bubble cam, that one too.
Yeah. Let's rock out some more on the
Roger.
camera.
Racking out. Once I get the right function. Rack out.
Man. Too many squibbly things everywhere.
I don't think I've ever seen the front porch as full as this.
Yeah, there's a lot of little bands and wands and.
Can we travel with the temp probe if we're going to be taking a temperature at the next site?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it is the very next
Yeah, we
thing
can
we're
just
going to
hang
do.
on to it, sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to close the box then.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll try and fix it in the arm here a bit.
All right, closing box. I'll wait for you to be clear.
Okay.
Okay, closing box. Snappy.
Yeah, it's slow.
Sorry.
I'm gonna come up here.
Yeah, sorry.
So just as we get towards the end of our watch here on the 8 till 12 shift, I thought I'd give you guys watching on Nautilus Live just a little bit of orientation information just as we get ready for the handover here. So as those of you who've been following us this morning will remember, we've been exploring the Seacliff hydrothermal vent site, which is located along the Gorda Ridge that marks the boundary between the Gorda and Pacific tectonic plates. Where the Nautilus actually is on planet Earth right now is in the eastern Pacific Ocean above the Gorda Ridge, and that's about 300 kilometers off the coast of just where California meets Oregon.
So I think we're going to go check out the next diffuse flow site. Nicole, is that correct? We're going to go check out the next diffuse flow site and start probing around there?
Yeah, if we could just keep visual on our way there, because I know that the blue ciliate mats in that shimmering water were a pretty extensive area, but want to make sure we don't miss it.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to look up here, Josh, if you're all good.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to go look for the one with blue ciliates. I think that was diffuse. I think that was this guy here.
One, yeah.
Yep, that's right.
So what's our target to that?
About 18 meters at bearing 231.
231 for Argus?
For Herc.
Okay, and then for Argus?
For Argus, we're right on top of it.
Roger, understood. I'm going to back up.
So we've had a pretty successful dive so far. We've completed our first task.
Should I move Argus out more?
We can see if we can reach it here.
Okay.
We're also going to be changing over pretty soon, our watches.
Yeah.
Nicole, are we going to go see after that the next diffuse flow as well?
No, I mean, we're hoping to deploy this, so we're a little behind schedule at the moment.
Roger.
Our idea was to get this deployed before lunch, before the watch change, but so if we can make our way there, and then get them set up, even if we don't get them deployed, but get them set up to do the temperature, that'd be best.
Okay, understood. So yeah, let's since we're on top of that diffuse flow site, we're going to just move Argus a little bit off of it.
Okay.
And then we'll get them set up pretty much, and they'll do the sampling for their next.
About 10 meters, 270.
Yeah. Just push it west. Yep, that sounds good.
Bridge nav. Can I get 10 meters at bearing 270?
Can I zoom in just past the reflection on the left? Just a little.
Sure, go ahead.
There.
Hey, Alex, could you please zoom out on HiPAC just like to see the perimeter that we marked? Thank you.
So just for those of you listening on Nautilus Live, the science party line is, we're going to be dipping in and out of that over the next 10-15 minutes or so as the watch teams change over between the 8 to 12, 12 to 4 shifts. So you're going to hear a lot of chatter and changeover, and then once that gets settled, we'll get back to you with some exploration and our conversations, and keep posting your questions on nautiluslive.org. Although, as operations dictate, we can't always get to all of them. We love to hear your input and feedback on what we're doing here, even if we can't address each one individually. So yeah, keep on following, and we'll get back to you in a little bit.
Josh, I'm just going to change your heading a little bit, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Oh, no, of course.
Coming down with you.
Roger. I'm going down.
Yep.
And I'm gonna, I think it's at about 270 was the clump of ciliates. No, I'm just, oh, actually this might be something.
Yeah, right behind you there.
Yeah. Drive right past it.
Hey.
I think this is it here. You wanna, yeah, I'm coming down. I think this is the area that they want though. Is that true? Sorry.
Looks like you're still in the same spot. Hey, what's up?
This is an audio check for chart 1. This is an audio check. Audio check for chart 1.
Oh,
That's it?
Can you hear me in your headset now? Okay, I can't hear anyone. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
So
I can hear myself.
you're on air. So this is just John Willis in the Science Communication Fellow position from the 8 to 12 watch. I'm just signing off now, but I'd like to introduce you to Susan Groff, who'll be taking my place for the next 4 hours. How are you doing, Susan?
Thank you. Fine, John. This is an interesting experience, truly fascinating. Yes, welcome. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm the Science Communication Fellow for the 12 to 4 watch.
Yeah.
And please keep your questions coming, and we'll do our best to answer as many as possible.
So tell me a little about yourself, Susan. How did you find out about Nautilus? Where have you come from?
I am a biology teacher in Southern California, and I have always been intrigued with the ocean, and I really feel that it needs to be more of an emphasis within our schools. And so I saw this opportunity to be a Science Communication Fellow. I applied and was selected. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Furthermore, I was also a NASA Sophia ambassador, so I love to bring the connection of studying the Earth so we can also understand about our universe and space. So I'm looking for those keys to understanding evolution and of life and of our universe.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you actually mentioned the Science Communication Fellowship Program. This is something that for those of you educators out there who are interested, you can just go to the Ocean Exploration Trust's website, oet.org, and click on Education. And you can actually see this program that Susan's talking about and apply to come join us. The deadline is normally December each year, at the end of each calendar year. And yeah, that's a great opportunity. So how's your cruise been so far?
It's been fantastic. All the people have been truly fascinating with their diverse backgrounds. And that's something I really would like to take back to the classroom, how everyone has a specific job, responsibility to do, and how important the team is to getting the job done, to getting this mission accomplished.
Right. So I guess one thing you'll be telling everybody a lot, I can give you the information. So we are 300 kilometers off the coast of Northern California, just where it meets Oregon. And this is our first dive. And for those of you watching, we've been in the water since about 6:30 this morning. We're going to carry on until about somewhere between 4 and 6 o'clock Pacific time this afternoon, when we'll come off the bottom. And so far this morning, we've located the Seacliff hydrothermal vent sites. That was the main objective of the morning. And now that we've really done a basic mapping of the site, we're going to spend the afternoon exploring those sites and starting to deploy a few scientific experiments. So yeah, I think you're going to have a nice afternoon, Susan.
I think it will be great too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every moment aboard. It's been just a wonderful experience. I've learned so much.
Yeah.
You never stop learning.
Yeah. Well, with that, I think I'm going to sign off and let you have some fun with your watchmates.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll see you later this afternoon.
Sounds great. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys, I think we're all just getting settled in now. I think the Herc pilots are just swapping in. We're just waiting for, we're just waiting for Herc to swap in.
Video's gonna switch out.
Amy, if you're there, just really quickly, can I just confirm where we're at and what the plan is for the next move on the ROV dive? So the handover from Nicole was you were looking for the blue ciliate mats to get your temperature probe, is that correct?
Yes.
And then look to deploy the colonization experiments?
Yes, in that area.
In the area. Yeah. So we've got a rough area on our HYPACK screen that we're just kind of looking around.
Okay.
And then, so once these guys have switched in, we'll get straight back on that. Have you got any temperature measurements so far? Are you?
We just got one in the center of a tube worm mat.
Yeah.
And I think that was at the other diffuse flow site, and that was 8.8 degrees.
Okay.
So we're hoping to get a broader area so that we can put all of our experiments in one spot.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little bit too much of a topographic high, a little bit too precarious if you wanted all 6. Okay, understood. Okay.
So I think the other site, it had some high temperature vents and then blue ciliate mats just to the right of it.
Okay.
And I think that, and then there was like a big bare patch with some rocks and sediment, and that might be a good place to check.
So that's what
everyone, video team is back on comms.
Okay.
Cinnamon Spice is in the seat.
Oh, thanks.
Hello, science.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, ROV team. How are you doing?
So
are you settled? Are you guys all ready to?
We are transitioned now.
Perfect.
And we can go look for some stuff. So I heard we're looking for tube worm bushes with some flow. Is that correct?
I think the idea is we've just located some tube worm bushes with some flow, and so actually what we're looking for is we're going to try and relocate an area where there was some chimneys with more vigorous flow, but to the side of that there was actually an area where there was some blue ciliate mats, so some of those blue bacterial mats. And that's actually what we're going to try and locate now, I believe. Amy, is that correct?
I think so.
Yeah, to try and deploy these colonizer experiments.
Okay.
So.
And where is that relative to me?
So where you are, so we're at the moment, we're sort of north of this diffuse flow site on HYPACK, and I believe it's between the diffuse flow and the chimney site, if I'm correct. Was that correct, Nav?
Diffuse flow and chimney site.
Can you see?
Diffuse flow.
I don't see chimney site.
Right here,
under the boat.
I understand.
Just above, VM1.
So I'll back up. I'm going to go off this way, I guess, and then see if I can find that.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so I know it's quite difficult with the weight on Herc at the moment, but we'll just keep our eye out for those blue mats. They're quite difficult to spot, obviously, from a distance, but we'll look for the chimneys first, and then hopefully the flow in between.
Okay.
There's
do you want to do a quick systems check here, please?
Do you guys know if you're referring to the chimney site to the bow of the ship or port quarter?
I believe it's the port quarter. This
That
one down
chimney?
here, Aubrey.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that I think is underscore 2 or something. Sorry, not the one that's on the bow.
Got it.
No, the one that's on the
So we'll
port.
just go
Yeah.
to west. Yeah.
So we should try to probe those chimneys also and get an idea of what the temperatures are.
Yeah, I think in terms of the progress through the dive plan, because we're running behind schedule a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think we need to get rid of the colonizers first, get your temperature, and then we'll do the mapping. And then the time at the end, we're going to come back and target those high temperature ones as a priority. Yeah, because I think there was the idea was we were going to do some temperature measurements before we deployed the colonizers. Then we were supposed to deploy the colonizers, then map, and then do more temperature. But because the priority is getting the map done, I think we'll get your temperature with your colonizers.
Okay.
And then we'll map, and then we can come back and then, I think, and do a whole suite of temperatures at the same time.
Right now?
I think because we need the map complete. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm too far away. Norbit on? You want that on? Okay.
We have some students that would like to know if that, we have some students who would like to know the white particles, is that from the marine snow or is that from the hydrothermal vent? Or is it from thrusters and sediment?
We'll probably have a mix of a bit of everything at the moment. I think the larger kind of what I call flocculent at the moment, and I don't know if Amy wants to chip in at any point. I would say some of that has actually just been disturbed by some of the thrusters. From the seafloor, from the actual venting area, maybe a bits of bacterial mat, things like that. But then that is also combined with maybe some marine slow that has come from the surface waters that has slowly made its way down. And then also other bits of plankton as well, I can see.
That means Argus is going to be upslope
like really small crustaceans as well at times.
Is that true?
Could be a real mix.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Trying to bring Argus down a little bit.
Okay. When you're coming down, you've got to watch this all the time. This is you actually see the bottom now on your sub-bottom profiler, which is what we use as an altimeter for Argus.
This is down slow.
Just making sure you're not getting too close. 20 is totally safe.
I could do a ship
15 is getting close, and then 10 is like usually our limit. In general, I would say.
270.
And when you're coming down, also watching this tether. If you come down too quickly, which you're not, you can get the tether caught up into the bottom of Argus.
So Nav, just to confirm, yeah, it's the chimney _2, correct? And between chimney _2 and diffuse flow, that's the area we're aiming for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got
Awesome.
it. Thanks.
Cheers, Ben.
So we can start heading a little south soon too.
Okay. I'm still trying to figure out how to get west.
Yeah. Into the blue.
Are you going down, Trevor?
Slightly, yeah. Meaning definitely.
Okay, so it looks as though we've got some of these chimneys coming in now, Amy. So do we want to see, is this kind of area here? I couldn't really quite make it out on the screens downstairs in the lounge, but is your blue ciliate mat around this kind of area, do you think, or?
Yeah, the chimneys that I remember were quite tall.
Okay.
And there were blue ciliate mats on one side.
On one side, okay.
I'm gonna do a quick victory lap and take out my wrap here.
Okay, we're just gonna rotate the vehicle.
But we can.
Should I keep going down?
Sure, yeah.
See.
And you want to keep me in frame here. So it's a single click. Okay. One click for every 10 degrees. Yikes.
I think.
Oh, I lost
I might be pulling you here, so I'm going to come back and give you some slack. Just trying to take a wrap out. I just put it in.
0 reps. Ooh, spinning a lot.
Too far.
Overshot.
That's all right.
Do you guys want me to pull out Argus to see full wide?
Please, yes.
Nice.
Thanks.
As far as we got.
Okay, that's looking a little better.
Okay, Nav, could we drop a target here just saying chimneys again, please? Chimneys.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm not too sure if this is the same chimneys we had marked earlier, but let's just get these in.
It looks like it might be.
These might be the same ones.
Yeah.
And is that a marker there, just on the left?
Shimmer.
It looks like a
And
marker.
yeah,
like it,
can we get a zoom on that marker and see
yeah,
if
you bet.
that's one of the Mbari ones we can relocate?
Hold on a sec. Zoom out.
Whenever you're ready. Sorry, Trevor.
It's all good.
Say when, Trevor.
Yeah, I got to do a little check here. A little buoyancy check.
Octopus.
Yeah, I see it all over. So a good place.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, go ahead and zoom there.
All right, zooming in.
Is that?
Might actually be a.
Does it look like a?
This is video. Go ahead, chart.
Can I get preset 1 on bubble, please?
Yes.
Thank you. I would say that is human-made.
Yeah, what do we think it says on it? Can
hold on,
we
just
decipher anything?
Give me just a second. Just
Maybe
a second, chart. Hold on.
Maybe Z? 2?
Looks like 2.
2?
Yeah.
Do
All
we
right.
have 2
Where
on
are you
our?
looking?
So if we could drop a target there, please, in
Come up in
IPAC.
your delta.
And they had the last one as Mbari and then underscore what
up
they
more.
thought the marker was. So if you could drop a target there, Ben, as Mbari underscore. Do we say 2, do we think?
I saw 2, but...
So I'm this
Well,
close
we have an
under, you wanna
option
be like
of
15, 16 kind of thing?
S, F, S or F.
Maybe
Because we have
17.
number 5, so maybe if we can get another, when Herc's ready, when Trevor's ready, video, if we can get another zoom in.
I'll line it up.
Definitely looks like a 2 though, doesn't it?
Or maybe it's an upside-down S.
Potentially.
Did you say Z was one of the options too? It could
No,
be.
Z wasn't an option. That's what I want to say, it's a Z, but looks like a 2.
Hold on there, video. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to... No idea.
Okay, I don't even
No,
know what you guys
I've lost
are
my
referencing
2
as
now
a
as
number.
well. It just looks...
Looks like a little face.
Yeah,
painted
just
on
need it to rotate. Maybe it's on the other side. Okay, let's just go for an Mbari marker. As long as we've got something in there to say it's an Mbari marker, that's fine. And we've got some good frame grabs, Aubrey. Yeah, excellent.
I think this looks like an
Like a
excellent
witch?
place. Let's poke some.
Yeah, you want to do some temperature probes? I was just going to say, Trevor, how are you doing in terms of the ship moves? Are we okay to settle here for a minute to
Ship
do
is
some...
stable, yes.
Yeah?
Come wide, please.
Coming wide.
Okay, so I think what Amy wants to do is this kind of bluish colour is this blue ciliate bacterial mat that we're after. So there's quite a lot of diffuse flow around here. So I'll actually hand over to you, Amy, if you want to direct where you actually want to get your temperature probe measurements from. Yeah?
I guess if we can zoom in, there were a few little holes in between the rocks.
Okay, are you looking like up to kind of the top there? Just above the lasers?
Flow right up there?
Yeah, if we can just find some areas in that whole ridge
Sure.
there.
Okay,
right where the lasers are pointing? Is that
Yeah,
what-
I think that's where we're going. So I gotta move in order to reach that. So I'll do that now.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I've got an image of
Impact.
Oh yeah, I see that.
On guard. I don't know if I can quite reach without landing on the marker. I'll see what happens.
Maybe one covered the name.
Do you see that area, Trevor, that's kind of up towards the top in the center? Looks
Go
like
ahead and
it's
zoom there,
venting.
video. Is this it?
Shimmer.
Is that what you're after?
Yeah.
I can put a temp probe in there for sure.
Okay.
Okay, come wide.
Is this area pretty vertical or?
I'd say it's 45 degrees.
Okay.
Or so. I don't know if I can reach that from here, but I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Mamma mia, Josh. Ooh. Just kidding, it doesn't actually matter.
So once you've got your temperature measurements, Amy, and you're happy with them, do you think this could be potentially a good,
Yes.
this is a good colonization experiment deployment site?
So, yeah.
Perfect.
Not
Good news.
reach. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that again.
Would you want the temperature measurement in a high park marker as well? Or?
I like that. What you said.
All right, and Chart, if you want to explain what we just added to the web for our audiences, your graphic here, that would be really cool.
Yeah, really quick before you do that, can I land on this marker?
What was the question? Sorry, Trevor?
Any objections to me landing on the marker? Just in order to reach that spot, I might need to bump it a little bit.
Bump it, yeah. I'm sure you can bump it. I don't think it's gonna.
I'm not gonna go full snowplow. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay. Thanks. Sorry for the interruption there. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. And actually, maybe we can go through the visualization in a minute after we've done these temperature readings, if that's okay, video.
Are you going to want the temperature measurement marked in HYPACK as well?
We will probably put a max temp in HYPACK. We've got our data logger who's going to be logging it in the event log, but we might mark it in HYPACK.
Actually, let's go ahead and zoom there, please. See what kind of angle this hole is. Video zoom in, please.
Zooming in.
Keep going. Okay, that's good there.
You've got some, I
Okay.
think there's some para-alvanella in there as well, Amy. So I think it might be pretty hot around the edge. I think there's some different tube worms.
Okay,
to the
come
ones
wide.
we've been seeing.
Coming wide.
And once I get this lined up, come full wide. I'll get this lined up and then we'll go in again. Okay, let's do a partial zoom in, please.
Partial zoom.
That's good for now. And let's go full in again.
Full in.
See if we can find this spot. Oh, that is the spot.
Got it.
Too close.
Okay.
Ooh,
How does that
going
look?
up.
Leave the temp probe right there.
Yeah, look at it.
Wow.
It's going up.
Okay, it's going
fast.
up, yeah.
Well, it's already over 50.
84. Over 100, 109 already.
Is Argus in a good spot?
Not bad. Yeah, it's a little close to the wall, but it's fine.
No, we need 50 or below. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this too? This is too hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, way too hot
Yeah.
for you guys.
Too hot.
Yeah, 50 is the max temperature.
109 is hotter than 50.
Just a little bit.
Okay, so we're going to move to a different spot.
Okay.
Is that right?
Sure.
Okay, so that maxed out at 129. Yeah.
Yeah, I got out of the flow a little bit. I got a little.
Okay.
I could probably take the time to fix that.
No, that's fine. I think. Oh, sorry, were you talking to me, Trevor?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. No worries.
Talking to the world.
Yeah, we're going to do a ship
to everyone.
310, 20 meters.
Sure.
Yeah, there's definitely. Can you see at the bottom there, Amy? There's like the para-alvanella, like the little tube worms at the bottom with the plumes, the flower plumes coming out the top at the bottom.
Are those
Just
orangey looking?
Yeah, orangey. So just at the bottom of the probe and then to the right. Yeah, they're para-alvanella. So yeah, they will live in really hot temperatures, warmer temperatures. Not up to 100, obviously, but like closer to the hotter fluid flow.
So
okay, so we'll move along. Could you come wide, please?
Coming wide. So Lee, those little, what almost look like orange stars, those are actually tube worms?
Yes, yeah, correct, yeah. Yeah, different species to the big clumps we've been seeing earlier, which are living in much lower temperatures in diffuse flow, but those ones are called para-alvanella. I'm not too sure of the species, but para-alvanella is a genus.
Yeah, I'm
and yeah, they live in much warmer waters.
Away. Yeah.
Okay, gang, where are we going?
Okay, gang.
Do you see any spots that aren't shimmering quite as vigorously? Maybe those would be a little bit less temperature.
Up and to the right looks a little less. See what I'm talking about, Trevor? There's the far right, which is super strong, but just before that looks a little weaker.
Kind of on the ridge, you're saying?
Yeah, it's like just that blue bit.
Do you also need it to be an area, Amy, that is quite conducive to popping the colonization experiments down, so you don't want it on something that's too steep? What are you ideally looking for? Something that's kind of low-lying, a little bit more horizontal in terms of slope, but with some diffuse flow. Okay, and maxing out at 50, no hotter than 50.
Right.
Okay, right. Okay, so do you think that top right area, do you think that would be too steep? Yeah? It could be hotter.
Yeah.
So how about, do you actually want the flow coming out, or does it, how about down to the left down here?
Yeah, we could check there too. Yeah.
Yeah, down there? Okay, so Trevor, to the left of where you've just taken the measurement with the temperature probe, can you see there's another tiny patch just coming into the center now, just by your lasers? Yep, just there. Can you zoom in there,
zoom in.
please? Thank you. I don't know if that flows actually just from the actual across, isn't it, rather than in that hole? Yeah. What do you think, Amy? Would that work for you in that little orifice there with that?
Oh yeah, we
bit
can
of
try, yeah.
Yeah?
Ready to try?
Sure.
Okay.
There might also be some other spots on the other side of this little peak.
Okay.
Come
I
wide,
saw
please.
another chimney sticking up on the other side.
Yeah.
So it might be something, if
Full
we
wide.
can't find anything on this side.
Yeah.
Herc's full wide.
Are you,
That's all you get?
with these kind of areas, with this type of venting here, is it going to, do you think it's going to be more focused flow because you're going to have, although it's not producing a chimney, you're going to have a fluid exit, so you're going to have a very focused area of diffuse flow coming out. So it may be hard to find somewhere to deploy your experiments. Would it, so with the tube worms, at least it's kind of fusing a bit more laterally, so you'd have a better area for replication for your colonizers. Is that more so what you'd be after, do you think? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, so
Okay, push in a little bit, please.
Say when.
That's good there. Yeah, what are we doing? Where are we going? Where are we? In there?
In there. Nada. Very slight elevation, like 2.8, 2.9. I agree. I think it's all coming from that other orifice. It's slowly creeping up, but it's not going to be, I think you're right, I think that's all going to be from
Yeah, I think if we're lucky, we'll crack 5.
Yeah.
And that's not enough, correct?
No. Correct.
Okay, should we move along then?
Yeah, let me just confirm, because I'm very conscious of time and we need to get on to do some mapping and we need to find this area to deploy these experiments. So are we thinking an area with tube worms might be better than an area with the ciliate mats, or?
Do you think so? Then yes.
Yeah? Okay. So do we want to come off this ridge and just fly up a little bit and try and find a large area of tube worms with a bit more lateral diffuse flow that gives you that larger surface area? Would that be ideal? Is that what you want to do next?
Can we also just turn around? Will it take too long to go around the ridge and look on the other side?
To hop over the ridge and then, yeah?
Could you come wide video?
Yeah, we can have it. Okay, Trevor.
Hello.
Hi, so what we're going to do is we're just going to hop over to the other side of this ridge and turn back on ourselves and just see what the other side of the ridge looks like to see if it's a bit more of a uniform diffuse flow area.
Understood.
Okay.
So that should not, just staying on the top of the ridge, correct? That's not going to need an Argus move?
No, if you could just hop over to the other side and then rotate and look to the other side of the ridge. I don't know, are you able to do that without a ship move, or?
Roger that. Okay, I'll do that now. Once you're done gauges, I'll take the porch back, please. Look at that obstacle. Yeah. That's going to be a fun one.
Man, that's some chimney.
It is, isn't it?
This is my first time actually seeing one.
Amy and Sarah, if you see anything that jumps out at you as being a good spot, then shout out and get us to stop and we can have a look.
I'm picturing it jumping out at you like, ah!
What temperature are the ciliate mats usually found in?
Look at that neat.
Gosh, there's a lot of flow, isn't it, coming out that chimney?
Hmm?
It's like the set of a music video.
Bathe and sclaring. I'm wearing it. Wearing sclaring.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of stay a little bit off of it just to get a bird's eye view of it. Okay, is there anywhere here that's calling out to you?
No.
Anyone?
No, they're just conferring back here, Trevor. We've got a couple of them.
Okay,
Amy and Sarah just having a bit of a...
I'm conferring with you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, it looks like a lot of the flow is coming directly out of the hotter chimneys. But it's going to be very focused, right? It's going to be a very small point source rather than being able to deploy something over a uniform area where there is, which is my understanding of what they want for the colonizers, is something a bit more uniform rather than a tiny point source.
Is there a clump of tube worms nearby?
Or
a large patch?
Yeah, we have had some previously. I think we could head a little bit south. Can
south.
Nav. Oh, hold on, Trevor. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Ben. Can you zoom out on HiPAC for me quickly, please? I'm just looking at markers that have got tube worms written on them. I think there was one that said large tube worm clump, but I think that might be quite far to the north, so I'm tempted to say. And a bit more? Great, thanks. Yeah. So there is a patch, Amy, down towards the south. If you got a HiPAC screen in view, maybe just down here. Ooh. So just to the south of where we are now, tube worms, and then waypoint VM1 and waypoint 4, and then there's a marker, there's a target in HiPAC there that says tube worms, which isn't too far from where we are now. So we can make our way down there. And I think there were more tube worms there. I don't know if they were... No, because we haven't really moved, but we've just moved further south. We were a little bit further north a minute ago, so it's not the same one we measured before.
Do you want me to head that way now?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, please. Yeah, so if you could head down towards waypoint 4 and tube worms. And what we're going to do is we are actually just going to keep our eyes open for sort of a big, large patch of tube worms. So it might be we call it early and we stop the ship and stop the vehicles to try and deploy them. But ideally looking for a large area of tube worms with kind of a uniform sense of flow coming out of it. So nice area of diffuse flow.
Okay, so is that going to need a ship move, Ben?
Yep. Bridge nav, can we have a ship move bearing 140, 20 meters?
So while the ship's moving nice and slowly, might as well keep the bottom in sight and look and see if we can find anything along the way, I guess, eh?
Yes, please, Trevor.
Like, here's one now, maybe.
No, we're not going to look for like point sources of flow.
Oh, understood.
No, our target now is to really focus on trying to find a larger area of diffuse flow to deploy these experiments.
Roger.
Yeah, because we're going to come back later and do a lot more temperature probing of high temperature sites and things like that. I think the main aim now is to deploy these experiments in a suitable location at the right temperature, and then we can move on to our mapping.
Okay.
Around this area, they're not marked on here, so it's just a case of just keeping an eye out as we transit. So there's one marked on HiPAC, which is just a tiny bit further south, so I definitely know they're there, and so as we're transiting to that bit, it's just a case of looking for them. Unless did you want to go back to the place you'd just done the temperature measurement, or was that the big...
Someone had a question about subsea. You can go to the Nautilus site and go to the Gorda Ridge expedition, and it will tell you in detail more about the subsea expedition and its relationship to NASA and serving as an analog.
I can't remember. Chasing this flow here.
You can find out about internships on the education site at Nautilus Live. I encourage you to apply.